If everything is okay, I'm happy then. And I think we can start now. So welcome and thank you for attending our webinar on Reporting 101, a beginner's guide to data analysis. A common question I often receive from customers is how to effectively analyze data and create reports that drive informed decision making. In today's session, we'll explore the fundamentals of data analysis, how to interpret key metrics, and the best practices for using reporting tools, just to make data-driven decisions that improve performance and efficiency. Going further, just a quick introduction for those of you who don't know me. My name is Kodruca and I'm a CSM here at Prospect, and my role is to make sure that you get the most value out of your system, and I will be guiding you through today's session. Let's take a quick look at what we'll be covering in today's session. We've broken it down into 4 key areas to give you a complete understanding of how to effectively build and structure reports for accurate data analysis. So first, we'll start with building your first report. In this section, I'll guide you through the process of creating your very first report, covering the basics and helping you get started with reporting tools. Next, we'll move on to choosing the right data entity selection. Here we'll dive into how to identify and select the right data for your reports, ensuring that you're capturing the most relevant information for your analysis. And then we'll cover structuring your data. This is where we'll discuss how to organize your data effectively so that it's clear, logical, and ready for analysis. And finally, we'll wrap up with filtering with precision to refine results. In this section, I'll show you how to use filters effectively to narrow down your results and ensure that the insights you are gathering are both accurate and actionable. And of course, we will have a live demo in today's session as usual. So going further, I will just stop my video so you can focus on the demonstration. And let me just go back in our demo system. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Now that I've covered what we'll be discussing today, first we have to talk about what you'll walk away with by the end of the session. So these are the practical benefits that you'll be able to implement right away to improve your data analysis skills and enhance your reporting process. So build reports with confidence. You'll learn how to create insightful reports, even if you are new to data analysis. We'll walk through building your first report step by step, making sure you capture the key metrics that matter to your business so you can approach reporting with confidence. Then we have data selection made simple. With the intuitive entity selection and structuring tools we'll cover, you'll be able to streamline the process of choosing the right data for your reports. This ensures that the reports are clear, actionable, and free from unnecessary complexity. And then filter and refine for smarter insights. You'll discover how to leverage advanced filtering tools to refine your data with precision. And this will help you zoom in on what's most important, allowing you to uncover valuable insights and make better data-driven decisions. So now going to our demo account. So what I'm going to do is taking you through into a demo account, and just for anybody that hasn't joined our demo before or seen a demo, in our system, we use the jam making products, so you will see a lot of reference to jam in our systems. So firstly, we are going to look at building a report now. I've got some examples for today that I wanted to share and show how to use the data to get what you are looking for. What I'm going to show you is mostly based on the most common questions that I get from my customers, and I think it's really important to have this information available when needed. So in order to build a new report, you have to go on the left hand side menu to the section where it says more reports, and then we have to click on all reports. Now, on the right hand corner, you will have to click on the button that says new report. And the entity we are going to start with is a problem report. So as you can see, we get a bit of, okay, it's loading. Here we get a bit of a preview of some of the fields, but we will click next on the button that is on the right hand side. So as you can see, this is what I was talking, or the preview I was talking about, but it just took a while to load. So the scenario here is what the customer requested was that they would like to learn more about the common problems that they were having. So for those who don't use problem, it's sort of a customer service level of prospect where a customer calls up if they have got an issue. And we can log that and keep that history within Prospect. And it's a really useful tool. And this is just an idea on how to report on this and make some good changes. So I'm going to have to look through some of these fields. We've got a description that has been added for us, and as you can see, and I'm going to click on show more on this right hand side and just go through some of the fields and add the ones I want now. So I'm going to look for the status first. Let's see, it's right here. And then we are going to add type 1. We already have the description, and we could maybe add who created it. So let's look for a created by. And some information from these levels that we have right here: custom fields, address, company, and contact. So our interest is now to look at company and contact. So for example, you can expand for a contact and get to the contact we want to have in our report, the contact name, and then we will want to have the company name as well in our report. So one thing to note is that I've been sort of clicking around on this right-hand side. This often changes and will tell you a bit of information about the field there, where you can find it and the system generated. So some of them, more importantly, will have this toggle, which is right here. And sometimes it will be an editable field you can change from the report. Quite often it's something like the entity name. And what that means is that we've added two columns that are both name. So company name and contact name. Instead of having two columns, name, we are actually going to have a company name if we turn that on just by clicking on it. And then we have to go back and contact name and make sure that we turn this on as well. I showed you that just for a bit of clarity. Looking now at the fields we just chose, you can reorganize this as you go. So what I mean by that, you can just grab the company name and drag it to be the first one that appears into your report. Then let's say we want to have the contact name next, and basically make it into an order that makes more sense to you. And then let's say created by, and just hit on the button that says next. Okay, so now we've got the sort of column set up. we know what we want. We now need to filter down to get the data we actually need. So in this instance, we are going to start with a filter, and for that we have to go to the three little dots in the top right-hand corner, going to click on filter, and then on this button that says plus and add filters. So we are just going to use status for this one. So I don't need to click on show more because I can see the status here and click on continue next. Now we are going to use a status. I only want the ones that are open. I'm not interested in the ones that are closed. We are talking here about the problems, right, that we have in the report. So an easier way to filter here all the problems that are open is to put the status here is not, and then choose closed, closed, no return, and closed successfully. Because I just want to filter out this tree that now gives me a report of all the problems that we've got still open. Because as you can see, all the other options that we have to choose, it's basically the problems that are open. So that's why I filtered only this tree, because I don't want them in my report. So now we have a report on all the open problems. The next thing I want to do is actually to group them by the status they are in. So we have to go back on the three little dots and click on group and summary, where we've got drag and field from the tree to create a summary, and drag a field from the tree to create a new group. So we are going to use the status description. So we have to look for status, and here we have description, and just drag that into the group, and then we have to click submit. Now we are getting to sort of a more in-depth look at what's going on with our open problems here. And the customer originally wanted to know, as mentioned, what are the current problems? How do we stop having those problems? What do we need to look into? So now if I click on a few of these statuses open, you've got few guys, let's say, working on which we can see camera in need of a repair, goods damage on delivery, broken glass jars. And then let's have a look at return number issued as an example. Damage on delivery, damaged products upon delivery, broken jam maker. Clearly, in this database, at least there is a problem with delivery, and being able to report on that allows you to make plans to improve that, whether you need more sufficient packaging or a different driver, and get those goods there that you are, are not shattered. This is a really nice report to get us started. So now I just want to show you another example, which is completely from scratch. It is an activity report. This is actually one that comes up quite a bit, and we do have a sort of standard version of it that shows you what users have been doing. This is more showing you a live feed of what your staff have been doing through all day, a week. Actually depends on what you filter it to. So we go back to creating a new report. We go to all reports and new report. Oh, actually, sorry, I have to discard this one to be able to create a new one. So I'm going to add a report here, and I'm going to use the activity. Let's just type activity note. And then we just click on next. Just as an example, what it's an activity note, I have this tab open here. So I'm just going to go on one of the companies or contacts. It doesn't really matter. And I want to show you, this is the activity note. And I will just add here any like call customer. So basically, we are going to report on this. Now, going back to our report again, I will just close this one. I just wanted to give you an example. Yeah, back to our report. We've got some fields that we are going to add in. And for example, it will be date, text, type, and most importantly, user. And then maybe we want where it's been posted again. So maybe we will grab the company name and the account manager in there as well. Why not? Okay, now we are going to hit next and start reorganizing these columns. Basically, this needs to make sense to you. So for example, we can have, let's say, first name, then let's choose account manager. And from here, like I just mentioned, you can just reorganize these, depends on how you prefer. So from here, I'm just going to add some filters. I'm going to look for the user, where it is right here. If I want to see my own notes or another user's notes, then we are going to also add a date and maybe the company name as well. Date and company name. I did this just because I want to focus to a specific one of my customers. And what we are going to do is to click now continue. And now we are going to change that date quickly to be, for example, let's say a specific year. And let's just say 2024 because we have more records on that. So we got our notes back, as you can see. So now, instead of filling this out for my users, I'm talking on this side, I'm going to actually add this to favorites by clicking on the heart icon. And what does is as we save this, these filters will now sit on the screen permanently. So we've got a notepad which shows all the notes that have been made in 2024. You could obviously filter that to daily. If you're looking for a daily report and weekly, you can see we have so many options here. What we can also do here is just to make a little this a little bit more flash. If we click this date column, you can sort by the columns as well and get the most recent notes that you have added. So as you can see here, and let me just change that as an example for 2025 because we just added a note. And you can see that I've added 3 minutes ago call customer notes, which I just showed you previously. With these filters in place, if I'm only interested in the notes that I've made, I can go to the user filter and quickly sort this off this list and just say that they are my notes. So I'm just gonna look for my name in here. And when you save this report before adding any filters, when the users click out of this report, it will reset back to standard. And then the next person or whoever is working on it at the same time can go and do whatever they're doing to look at their own notes. This is really useful and something we do as a house as well. We are all guilty of putting something somewhere in prospect, throwing a note in, and then completely forget where we put it and who we spoke to. So we have the ability to search this report as well, because any report can be searched. So now if I search, for example, I have to go first to the search bar, which is right here in the top right-hand corner, and search for the word, let's just say jam. So I can see that the last person that I spoke with is from Kodruca's Bakery. This is just a company that I created long ago. So I can see that and I can just go and have a look what's going on there. And that's the last note that I added. And this is basically what I want. Um, okay, so now all I want to do is to save this report as well. So when you're saving, you've got a couple of options. So for that, we are just gonna click on this icon in the top right-hand corner. So like I said, as you can see, we have a few options here. So firstly, we are going to name this report, let's say activity feed. Then looking at the report group, you can put this in what folder and location makes sense to you. I will just leave it for now in other reports for now, and then you can choose if this is just for you or you wish to share it with everyone. In this case, I will share it with everyone. And once you click save, it will just save basically now itself. You can go back to your sort of all reports and look at the new ones and what you could also do it to add it to your favorites. So we go back to all reports and go to the new ones, like I said, and by clicking on this star, you just have added this to your favorite. The last thing that I want to add is that you can also export these reports. I will click on it and we have here, if you're looking to make changes on bulk, we've got the option to either bulk update within Prospect or you can export to Excel, make some changes and import back into Prospect as well. And another thing actually that I want to show you is that you can save the report as a dashboard. So how we can do that is to go to all the dashboards. And if you scroll down, you will have configure dashboards option. So we click on that. Then on the plus icon, click on report, and then you have the option to select a report. We have it in other reports and we named it activity feed. And then just click OK. Then click on create. Oh, we have to give it a description. Activity feed. And click create. Now remember, we have to give a refresh. It's taking a bit of time to load. And we have it here, as you can see. Now we have to click on the pencil icon. And this is visible, but we have to choose for what user is this visible. So you have to click on add user role and choose someone from your company. For example, I will just choose Amber Chafe and then click update. And now this is visible for her. If I don't want that anymore, I can just untick this box or just delete her from the list. And basically that's it. Now going back to our presentation. Please remember the 3 key benefits that we have discussed. You will be able to implement immediately to make a significant impact on your CRM data, build reports with confidence, data selection made simple, and filter and refine for smarter insights. If you have any questions, please add them into the chat. And if I don't have the answer to that right now, I will do some research and follow up with you after the webinar. Let's see now if we got any questions. Let me check. Okay, we have a question. Are new reports only visible to the user who created them or to all CRM users? Like I explained, when you save the reports, so before you saved it, it's only visible for you. But when you saved it, you have there the option to choose to share this with all the users or to keep this only for you. So that will be your choice. This webinar is recorded and you will be able to see this after today. And yeah, you will be able to choose if it will be available only for you or for all the users that you have inside the CRM. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Will the report you save to dashboards be shown graphically? No, unfortunately, it will not. Okay, any other questions? If there are no any other questions, we will close this session. Please make sure you go to our webinar page where you can see the upcoming webinars. You can register to them, but you can also see the previous ones. So yeah, this was it for today. I want to thank you for attending the session, and I will reply to all the questions if you added any in here in the chat after this session, and have a great day.